You know, Mel, judging by the look on your face here, I don't think you knew how bad things were gonna get for you.
I never do, Moles. Or do I? Anyway, we've reached the end. Not of my life, well, as far as I know, but of college. Somehow, some way, I made it through. Despite surely taking 15 years off of my life by ordering so much pizza over 2.5 years, they should have just called me Pizza Boy or something. Despite this being pretty much the extent of the cooking I did the entire time I was in college, which should show that 1, I really can't cook, and 2, I really love bread. Speaking of bread, despite being so broke from the excessive pizza buying, I would just eat toasted slices of bread and actively try to convince my brain that I was eating something else. Despite, and this will be news to a few watching, perhaps almost not graduating because I was still turning in mad assignments the day of graduation. Shout out to the Photoshop class I got a C in despite clearly being a Photoshop wizard. Or I don't know, maybe I played too much NBA 2K14, maybe. Despite having to make it through the last few months with no soundtrack on the go because my Zune, yes, Zune, was run over outside of the Marriott where I would soon graduate. Despite not having my prayers to the rap gods answered so that I could blow up and transition straight into being a star after finishing school, leaving me directionless and prematurely washed at 21 years old. Yes, despite all of that, I found myself on the other side of the first part of my life, both uneasy and immensely relieved in my jubilation. I'd seen too much to think I'd find rest. And yet, I was still unprepared for how restless I'd become. Much like leaving high school, there was something even more grueling right around the corner. And we will be rounding that stupid corner in Book 7. We've officially entered adulthood now, folks. Fellow adults, stick around for more tales from the crypt that houses my hopes and dreams. Kiddies, stick around for a step-by-step guide of what not to do with your life. Or, feel free to go on a, quote, tour and perform for a crowd of 6 in the basement of a pizza parlor that no longer exists. Be forced to get your first haircut in 4 years so that you can go work at Sunglass Hut and get yelled at by your attractive manager for sitting on the counter because your legs ache. Cry in the car every day before work until you finally quit by lying and saying you have to move to Florida. Wake up from a nap to find what little progress you've made in your music career has been flushed down the toilet by a misunderstanding on Twitter.com, sending you back down to the ground floor with a note on your chest like a kindergartner coming home from school that says, if you see this artist, don't let him access the stairs or elevator. Your choice. See you soon.